Hi Anand. Yesterday was an interesting day in the US stock market. It has corrected downwards by almost 3%. It's broken 33, which they said is a huge barrier, support levels. And if it goes below that, the market will become very nervous. And it's actually cracked below that now. So, what do you think is going to happen in this coming week?
See, I don't know much about technicals, about supports and resistances and all that. But I know for sure that the markets are highly overvalued and need to correct. And wherever the bulls look, the news is grim. Their economy is contracting. This contraction mainly took place because of over rising trade deficit. And this rising trade deficit is because the dollar is becoming stronger and stronger.
Which you had done a video about.
Yes, and even Chinese yuan, the Japanese yen, and the euro are at year lows and multi-year lows, so which will make things bad for them. And for the Fed to come to their rescue, unemployment is also falling. So there is very little unemployment,
Very few levers left for the Fed.
few levers left, and inflation is just climbing. And Biden has gone and asked for $35 billion of extra funding for Ukraine.
Yeah, which Congress anyways stalled it, right?
They will clear it.
Hmm.
It's juice, of course. So this is what I think is happening. What is your opinion on that?
My opinion. My opinions are very layman. I'm not a market expert, nor am I
No,
an economic expert like you. I feel it's mainly because of the effects of the pandemic. And the main thing is the Chinese, what's happening in China with the lockdown, rolling lockdowns, and the spread of Omicron in China has really shaken the market because the Chinese are very strict on the zero COVID policy. They don't seem to be letting it up. Now, flying into China has become impossibly hard, and getting out is also next to impossible. And traveling within China is difficult, and factories are shut. There's not only a logistical meltdown which is happening, I think even a manufacturing level, there's going to be a meltdown. From raw materials to manufactured goods, I don't think there's anything that's going to come out of China for the next 3 to 4 months because unless they accept that COVID is something they're going to live with, they cannot continue the zero COVID. They cannot have a lockdown running for 10 weeks, 12 weeks. Already in Shanghai, it's crossed, I think, 5, 6 weeks. And that's their financial hub. Imagine Bombay being shut down for 5 to 6 weeks, as strict as Shanghai is shut down. It's unimaginable what people are going through there. And from coming out of that zero, we know what happened in India when we were at zero and turned off the economy and turned it back on. So you can imagine the Chinese economy, the size it is in, it's been switched off,
mm,
literally switched off. And
mm.
their president has promised infrastructure deals. He's going to spend a lot of money on infrastructure. I don't see any of that making up any dent in the Chinese economy.
But in spite of this happening, crude is not cooling. Crude is at 105,
True.
and this is without Chinese demand. So if Chinese demand does come into the market, crude is going to go through the roof.
Absolutely.
You are in a catch-22 situation where there can be little monetary help
True.
because inflation is so high, and rates have to go up. And when rates go up, money from all over the world is going to come into America.
True. It's all going to come running back to
Yeah.
us.
And the other thing, bigger problem for the American pension funds and the Canadian and European pension funds is bond yields have gone from 1.5 to 3. In fact, lesser than 1.5 to 3.
Hmm.
So bond yields have doubled. So the values of bond funds would have got hammered.
True.
So the bigger risk is going to be both the bond funds and the equity funds are going to be butchered at the same time, because so far there was a rally in bonds
Correct.
and an even bigger rally in
There's
the
no flight to safety right
there's
now.
no flight to safety. And if dollar continues to go up like this, gold is also not going up.
Correct.
And even Bitcoin has come back to reality check.
Correct.
Again, they pushed it up, but it's come to reality check.
It's going to come more and more into reality
Yeah.
check.
And most of these tech billionaires are people who have not seen tough
Very true.
economic situation.
Very true.
So I'm just waiting to see if really interest rates move up,
Correct.
then what is going to happen to our tech geniuses
Correct.
and tech billionaires.
Correct. The interesting thing is there's always been, as an investor, opportunities where you can move when you look globally, if you're a global investor, where you can move into different places or different markets or different regions or different sectors. But the current situation in the world, there's so many, it's not even one prong, two prong, three prong, there's a multi prong meltdown happening across the world in all regions. There's so much of uncertainty. I think people are just want to just take their cash and keep cash.
I don't know, but the real mistake was made by the central bankers.
Absolutely.
They have been pumping and
20
sloshing
years of it, yes.
20 years of sloshing cash. And from 2008 to 2020, when the economy was doing okay, you had no business expanding the balance sheet 10 times.
Absolutely
The
true.
economy has not even doubled, but you have expanded the
Balance sheet.
balance sheet 10 times. So when you start to unwind that balance sheet, you are going to cause a lot of misery. That is going to be the biggest misery. And when that is happening, you have this COVID and shortages
Correct.
which are affecting us.
People all thought no, there's no such thing as black swan events.
Yeah. Nearly from 2008 to 2020, there was a level in the NASDAQ. I think it was 8,500 or 9,000. The NASDAQ struggled to cross it, and then it burst past it and went to 14,000, I think.
Correct.
It's now at 12,000. I think the NASDAQ will crash below that psychological mark, and that will put more
Pressure.
on everything else, the way it is going. In fact, some of the pessimists are talking about a 50% correction. So imagine Dow at 20, even if a 50% correction would bring it to sub 20. But imagine if Dow drops another 30% and the NASDAQ drops 30%. Imagine what is going to happen in the emerging markets.
True.
And what is going to happen, our fancy unicorns, which were all paper tigers, are going to find it extremely difficult. Like our Olas and the Oyos of the world are going to find it extremely tough to do business.
True.
Yeah. And I can tell you an example. I was in Bangalore and I booked my driver into Oyo. And my friend made a mistake. I said, don't. He jumped and booked it before. Oyo said, we never received the cash. And the driver went to the hotel. The hotel said, if you pay 500, we'll let you in. We have no relationship with Oyo. So this is how business is going to implode.
Well, we're in some for tragic times, I guess.
I wouldn't say tragic. I think you are at a time when you are going to correct the excesses of 20 years. Yeah.
Anyway, thanks, Anand. This has been an interesting conversation. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for watching Be Rich. And if you like this content, kindly subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you do not turn on the bell notification, you will be not notified every time we put a video. We try to bring international content on this channel. And if you like it, kindly consider sharing with your friends and relatives if they are interested. And please do not forget to press the subscribe button. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support.